So you're probably wondering, where's this dark and creepy place right now? Well, this is actually where I used to go to work 12 years ago in 2004. Okay, so every day back then I would come to work as an office boy at this place in Kelana Jaya, and of course the office is no longer here. This is like somebody else right now, but okay, pretty much this is where I used to work last time for a full year as an office boy for this mom and pop's company back then. Okay, so you're going back in time with me right now. Just imagine that this is 2004. Well, surprisingly, some things didn't really change, and I'm just going to walk you through it, how life was like for me back then before I started doing my online business and discovering it even. So yep, I would go to work here every day. This place didn't change much. Yep, the lift is still slow like shit. Some things didn't change here even after all these years. Alright, and here's another place very near the office, and this is the place where I spent quite some time as well buying and selling cut boxes, especially for the office at the time, because they were selling chemicals and they needed boxes every now and then. So I would spend quite some considerable time over here negotiating with the people, the sellers, to buy the boxes, and I see that some things haven't really changed. So at the time, when I worked there throughout the year, from every now and then my employers would give me a raise, like 50 cents an hour, and eventually I went from earning 800 ringgit a month to about 1,200 to 1,500, and the highest being 1,700 in a month, but at the expense of clocking in overtime and working as long as I could. But I knew that it was just not for me. All right, so I knew that at the time time was kind of like not really on my side, so I knew that I needed to find a way out of it, because I was stuck in between my own financial problems. I was just not making enough to support myself, my mom, and my sister in the long run. And also I had a very lousy boss, okay? And I'm not saying it pretty much out of spite. I'm not saying it because even after I started my own business and I got to know many other internet entrepreneurs, other business owners, other very successful people, and when I look back, I realized that my employers were, from that place, was pretty much, I can't think of a better word right now, they were fucking stupid. Back then I was so desperate, it didn't really take a lot to hold me back. All they needed to do was just raise my salary by 50 cents an hour, and they would keep me effectively, and I would be so afraid to leave my job at the time because it was the only security I knew at the time. All right, but it was a good deal for me at the time, raising my salary a little bit, but it was a better deal for them because I would end up doing more work and taking on other people's jobs, especially when they leave. The turnover rate was so high that I would say that the average lifespan of an employee in the company I was working at, it was pretty much within a couple of weeks to a couple of months at the most. So that means me staying there for a year, it was considered a feat. He sold me on a dream, all right? That he told me one day in the office, hey Edmund, we're gonna move our factory and office to another place. It's gonna be really huge, and Edmund, if you stay with me long enough, I'm gonna make you a manager, all right? Now, for an 18-year-old with nothing much going on at the time, the idea of being a manager was just an awesome thing, okay? But somehow I just felt that I was worth more than that. And what more with an employee who's just always perpetually angry, who's always scolding people, and he's got an integrity issue as well. So I knew I couldn't buy into the story, and I needed to find a way to start my own online business with the budget I had. So I knew I couldn't do real estate because I didn't have a lot of money. I knew I couldn't start a conventional business because I didn't have a lot of money. So online business it is, all right? So if you look at that place right now, 12 years ago, that used to be a cyber cafe with all the tinted glass and all that. So every lunchtime, I would go there to go online for about half an hour or so, or 45 minutes. I'll try to max out my 1 hour lunch time. I'll even have my lunch inside the cyber cafe. So I would go online, try to learn about how to start an online business. And that time I was just looking at sales pages after sales pages. The funny thing is that I didn't know that they were called sales pages. I just thought they were just nice to read because they were selling me the dream about being financially free. All right, so that used to be a cyber cafe 12 years ago. I would be here almost every lunchtime, going online, looking at sales pages, selling me the dream. All right, I was so excited. I wanted to buy them, but because I didn't have a credit card, I had to borrow my friend's father's credit card to actually buy one of the books at 97 US dollars. And if you see on our right, that restaurant over there, in its place used to be a mama back then, and that would be one of the places I would frequent as well because I could only afford the cheapest of food. So I would buy usually a Maggi goreng biasa and ice water and if I could, I would just take water from the office at the time. So I did everything I could to save up every cent and ringgit I could. So yeah, that's Edmund Low Crash Course 101 for you. If there's anything I can share with you right now, is that here's the thing: if you don't build your dreams, you're going to end up building somebody else's. And that was what could have happened if I didn't summon the courage to leave my job at the time. And for me, it was very scary to leave a job, because I was in the comfort of my own security. Even though I was being paid peanuts, I was not appreciated. I was scolded almost every single day, if not every day, by some crazy employer. I know that for most people, they don't dare to leave their jobs, or they don't dare to give up mediocrity for something better and make room for it. And that was one of the biggest lessons I learned, and I'm so glad that I made the decision to quit my job at the time. It was so scary leaving the only job I knew. And like I said, all that my employers needed to do at the time, they just need to raise my wage to like by an extra 50 cents or a ringgit an hour, was so much enough to keep me at bay. But I told myself at the time, enough was enough. I knew that somehow, with some conviction, I was worth more than that. All right. Finally, after a whole year of working with them, I had enough of it. I decided to just leave and took whatever savings I had and started my own online business, the one that you know today. All right. So there you have it. My name is Edmund, and I'll be seeing you guys next time around. All right.